And here is the chicken coop. It's almost completed. I have an island of a few pine trees that were there, so I just cleaned out the middle and I said, hey, I don't want to make it kind of blend in, as you can see there. So I have 1/2-inch hardware cloth all the way around, and these plywood pieces basically as windbreaks, an open air chicken coop. So I tried to make it fit in. I had to use some 2x4s and plywood sheets, but then I had cut down some trees and things and used trunks and branches as I could. So it's just surrounded by the hardware cloth all the way around, except for the plywood there on the side. I used some pavers so it's not so muddy going in, surrounded by wood chips all the way around. And the hardware cloth comes out 18 to 20 inches all the way around, except by the door here where you can't see it's covered with wood chips, but the pavers. So to discourage digging predators. And got the door here. So I used as many natural looking things as I could. So I brought in some decent sized trees to use just for support. Then I had to use some 2x4s and things where I needed it a little straighter, but I used some branches wherever I could. Have their roosts are right here. It's about 370 square feet. I got 24 birds in here right now, but they're out free ranging. Probably about 10 o'clock on till they come in the evening. They're not old enough yet to use their nesting boxes. Have their heating plate there still. Then their feeder I have up so they don't eat that during the day. It's free ranging. Put that on there when they need it in their water, a couple of waterers. So they should be taken care of. And I'm using the deep litter method here under the whole coop mostly, but it's really deep, about 1 foot deep under all these roosts. So they'll be able to dig in their own wastes and, well, it's not waste, but get all that in there, and once a year take that out, move it to the compost or to the garden, which is just right around here. I'll show you later. I had to use a couple of canvas tarps where I just couldn't, it'd be too difficult to cut the wood and get it to fit right and everything, so I'm no master craftsman. But so the hardware cloth you can see through there is above it, and then the canvas, because our weather comes mostly from this direction, so I have this set up, and then the canvas tarps so that if stuff blows in it doesn't get on them. And then the canvas tarp here, and then they just set. Then the roof's open on this side, so you can see the hardware cloth there, just under the trees. And then again, just using as many natural pieces as I could to set up the framing. So I've taken the wire. The 2 sheet, I have 4-foot hardware cloth, and instead of zip ties, I just changed it, or I have a few to take out yet, but I took wire and just went all and just sewed it through the whole way around, so that nothing's going to be able to get these apart and get in here. No coon's going to be able to chew off a zip tie or anything like that, but so it's just wire sewed all the way around. And they've got the wood chips in here as well. So they got plenty of space to roam. So when they're in here until 10 o'clock in the morning, they could spend the whole day in here easily with 24 chickens and 300 and some square feet. So later want to breed our own chickens. Hopefully that's the only time I have to buy chickens. We're going to breed them, and using a lot of advice from Harvey User. He's booked for all this whole system, everything I'm doing. He's my primary source, and then some stuff from Franny and Justin Rhodes on his YouTube channel. But this is our attempt at raising our chickens free range.